In a world with entirely too many shows about cars, this is another pointless automotive podcast.
Percolating. How are you, my friend?
Not quite. Well, a little bit of percolation, that's commonplace. Oh, dude, that
Yeah,
deserves to be repeated.
boy. You
Cheers,
know
my
what?
friend.
Yes, yours is spicier than mine. This is just like a Waterloo sparkling water beverage. But I do have to say, apparently it involves Guy Fieri's Flavor Town, is what it says on here, which is bizarre, but it just showed up in my fridge one day. And
Is
so
that
we're
that's his taint sweat, correct? If I remember correctly, Flavor Town.
Flavor Town. Is that more of is that a town? A township? I don't know. I don't know the population of Guy Fieri's fleshy drawbridge.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
I'm thirsty
it's
now.
an image. Yeah,
Let's go.
hold
It's slurping on my.
on. Oh boy. On that painful exchange. Yes, I'm good. You're good. And
We're all good around here.
is another pointless automotive podcast.
Doop, 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 doop.
And with that, so often we kind of like struggle last minute to come up with some ideas. And merely this time, I just struggled to come up with some last minute notes. But I had this fever dream, this thought of mine where I forget how it came up, but somehow the Ferrari Roma crossed my mind, which is
Mm.
I don't spend a lot of time thinking about modern Ferraris, if I'm being honest.
No.
And not even that many time on older Ferraris, just weird ones because I want like a Mondial 8 because I'm a clown. But the Ferrari Roma is kind of unloved. I think it's a good car, right? Best I can tell. I've never driven one, but they look cool.
They do. Yeah.
And they really make me that car and its existence makes me think of like when I think of that car, I think of Ferrari tried to make an Aston Martin
Mm.
and they ended up with the Roma, right? It's like
Fair. Yeah.
it's like their version of a van. And it's cool, it's fast, it looks good, it's a front engine kind of sexy machine, makes good noises, and that's what
Mhm.
Astons do. And so when I think of that car, it's yeah, what if Ferrari made themselves an Aston Martin,
Right.
for better or for worse? But it got the gears turning.
Hmm.
What if other manufacturers put their spin and their take on another manufacturer's model,
Sure.
right? So, and what might that look like? What would be fun? Like what are models of vehicle out there that you think would be really kind of interesting to see another make's take on that? And how do you think they would kind of do it, whether it's brand new, whether it's older stuff that's out of production? I don't know, but like if you want to see a manufacturer do a take on another make like model, what comes
Yeah.
to mind?
Dude, this is a super fun exercise. So I didn't want to focus on like realistic things because we could talk about the pony car wars where everybody was really trying to build a version of their own pony car. I, as usual, kind of stepped off in obscure, abstract land. And I do have a good one to start us off. Well, I think is a good one. And it'll never happen. But here's hoping it does. So Miata, cool
Mhm.
car, tossable, probably the last real sports car, affordable sports car out there. Subaru is going to make a Miata, so we're going to keep it Japanese at least.
Oh, okay.
My take on this is keeping it lightweight, which is a challenge for most Subarus, right?
Sure.
I want to start. Let's put the BRZ, current BRZ powertrain and drivetrain in there. So keep it rear wheel drive. We'll get the 2 liter, or what is it, a 2.3 now? Flat four.
No, I think it's still a
Oh, are you
2 liter,
sure
but
about
I don't
that?
know.
Are you sure about that?
I know the WRX did the 2.4 with a turbo. I'm not.
Hmm.
I honestly, I don't know.
I thought they
It's a
bumped the
2-something.
displacement, to tell you the truth, for the modern BRZ and turd 80, or what is it, the FR86? Sorry, I thought they upped the displacement.
You know what? They changed that shit like once an hour. So I don't. You're right. It's a 2.4. It is a
2.4. Okay,
2.4 NA.
cool.
Okay.
So yeah, they bumped it up. So I think it was like 228 horsepower, which is a
That's
cool
right.
number for a Miata. A very big number since the biggest
Big if true.
is like 184 for the current
Yeah.
ND3. So that's a good little power bump. But I also think the best part of this combination would be to build a WRX or STI variant and say, fuck it all, dude. All-wheel drive, drop in the biggest, what is it, like 280 horsepower, whatever the current WRX 2-liter turbo or two whatever the fuck it is.
Just a 2.4.
Yeah, whatever. Or the new STI if we ever get a real STI. Drop that power plant in. So I'm thinking this is like a Audi TT Quattro on steroids, roadster at the end of the day. And
I
I
like
fucking love
it.
it.
I think
Mhm.
for me personally, I would want the rear wheel drive variant. And so I
That's
like your thought. What I would
right.
want to see is you have the NA rear drive version,
Yep.
which is going to be your more popular seller probably. And
Aha.
honestly, that might be the one to have.
Sure.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And then you have your whatever you call the spicy version, the GT, where it's the all-wheel drive WRX drivetrain. Add some weight, add some complexity, so that maybe that's why you call it the GT. And then I think you have the STI version, but it's back to rear drive. So you have the turbo engine,
spicy.
maybe bump it, an extra 15%, 20% power, but rear drive only.
Oh,
and I think that would be fun, right?
That would be wild.
It would be wild, but I think the flat engine's going to give it a lower-ish center of gravity.
Yeah, keep that low hood line. Absolutely.
Right. And now now you're going away from a Miata, and that's almost more of like, what if Subaru made a Z4?
Yeah, fair.
But I don't know. Let's get greedy.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the original BRZ 228 horsepower is probably going to be the best out of this recipe. But how silly would it be if they built that bonkers, almost 300 horsepower all-wheel drive lightweight convertible? I mean, that'd be kind of. I think it'd still be a blast. It'd be like unlike anything else, right? But I think the BRZ powertrain and drivetrain, if they could keep the weight down, make the design really cool, that could be a Miata fighter for sure.
Well, it's funny is because that's another. When I was kind of doing this exercise in my head a little bit, part of it was another one that I thought that came to mind was the BRZ, FRS, GT86, the GT, whatever we're calling it nowadays. I don't even know. It changes once an hour.
GR86.
The great 86.
The great six.
That car is basically what if Subaru made a Porsche 944.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thought on that, right? And so, and honestly, that car, because of its flat motor, does feel more of a Subaru product than it does a Toyota product or a Scion product for that matter. So that's kind of how I go that. But it does make me wonder, what if Honda made a 944?
Oh,
what would that, if they made a rear drive front engine, doesn't have to be transaxle necessarily, but front engine, rear drive, lightweight, affordable sports car? Because that's not what Honda does. Honda has a couple of rear drive cars.
They don't want to step
on and the NSX.
They don't want to step on the S2000's junk, right? Historical junk at this point, but could be coming back junk.
But even if let's say they made it today, right?
Yeah.
If they say, "Oh, we're identifying this as a gap in the," what would that look like, right? And so part of me thinks maybe that's what the new Prelude should be.
Oh, how crazy would that be?
Is they take the motor from the Integra Type R, the K series, right? You just spin it around. You have a rear drive, and make it a two-door, and kind of that's it. This new Prelude is interesting.
It is
for being a hybrid, probably all-wheel drive. I assume. I don't know if we have those details yet. Front or all-wheel drive. It's certainly not going to be rear drive, and it's going to be much more of a consumer friendly, I guess would be the right way to put it, commodity car. Or just consumer car versus being an enthusiast thing. It's got the Prelude name, but I do wish that if they just said, "Oh, hey, we're taking all this existing powertrain, we're heavily platform I don't know. Like they can't platform share with anything other than the
Yeah,
powertrain because they don't.
unless they start doing like a rear wheel drive line, which is a goddamn shame, right? Like the
Yeah, they
S2000's
wouldn't
well revered, right? I wish we know they could do
unless
it.
they
It's
shared with another manufacturer, right? Like Subaru
Toyota.
and
Yeah.
Toyota, or
Mhm.
Toyota and BMW, and maybe that's how they make their 944. Is they contract with Porsche, which won't
Dude,
happen. But
that's what they were after with Nissan, man. They wanted the Z chassis and platform and the layout to
yeah, but goddamn, that platform is old.
it's,
That is an
it's good
elderly
though. It's pretty
platform.
fucking good though.
It's
It's
it's got
good,
good
dude.
bones, as they
It's
say.
dude, it's good, man. It's good.
But like, I would like to. I think that would be cool to see Honda's take
Mm.
on a modern 944. Now, it would also have been rad to have seen it in the 80s, like
Oh
if
yeah,
there was a
dude.
rear drive Prelude. But like in that time, that was front wheel drive sportiness was Honda's bread and butter, and I like the
Yep.
Prelude, so that's a little bit of a different vibe. But like, I would like to then see, like, let's build that today with today's
Yeah.
bits and pieces. I think that would be rad. I'd like to see Porsche build a 944, but that's not happening. So
Hey now. No, that's cool, man. Honda 944 would be sweet. I went a little crazy. I've got a
oh,
lot of Volvo on my mind lately.
excuse me.
And Volvo, the car.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
so
Oh, right.
I I have for you, my friend, the Volvo RS4. Hear me out.
Oh,
Hear me. Yeah, this works. Trust me, this works, man. The logic was
So
there. I don't know.
based off the S40 and the V50.
Yeah, a little. We'll get into it. I
Okay.
might have been a little high, a little dreamy at this phase, but
Mm-hmm.
let's go with it. So we're gonna take a modern Volvo V60, which is a beautiful car. You know, smaller. They're smaller wagon setup, but their wagons look good, dude. The modern Volvo design language is so clean, so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So we take the Volvo V60. We're gonna spice it up with the T8 powertrain, which is get ready for it because everything has a 2 liter in Volvo land now. So we
Yes, it
have a
does.
a 2 liter with a supercharger, a turbocharger, and a hybrid power plant in the front. I can't remember.
Sure.
Somewhere, half that car is being electric driven. So it ends up making already right now. I think that T8 makes in the XC90 makes 455. So we're already
Right.
getting close to old RS4 level. So we're going to spice that up a little bit, get to the 500 mark. We're going to do an aggressive body kit, fender flares, real good, like angular shit going on, make it look
Mm-hmm.
aggressive. Because Volvo's really kind of good at the subtle aggression, kind of like the early Audi RS and S products were. They had that subtle aggression, which I think I fall in love with. Like RS4, like I always mess up what B it is. I think it's the B6, the one we got in the States,
That's a
RS4.
B7.
Oh, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
But it's got this subtle aggression, right? It's got the little slats in the front
Yeah.
bumper, just cool stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff. So, but bump it up a little bit like an RS4, modern RS4. But there we go. Volvo, and it's safe. Volvo just out of nowhere launches this super fucking wagon, all wheel drive, 500 horsepower. Boom.
What's crazy is like
Put a Polestar badge
I
in
like
it.
to
Let's go.
like that feels crazy, but also not really because Volvo has this long storied history of making fast wagons.
Yep.
And I don't know if I know there's like adjusted for inflation. I don't know if there's a horsepower equivalent where
Mm,
like horsepower in, let's say, whatever the early 2000s as compared to today, and the democratization and the ease, especially with EV supplemental power.
right.
Yeah, maybe you can even just call it the V70R, and you can have flash green over Atacama, still an option,
Yeah,
right?
bring
And
back the actual R because there are no R models anymore. There's some R design, sure, but
yeah,
there's no true R's. That's a good point.
can I just yell at this into the sky, into the void here for a minute?
Hmm.
Um, maybe the single least favorite thing that's being dramatic, something I don't like. The
You
car
stepped
world,
back.
the automotive car world in the last, call it 15 years,
Hmm.
is the making of the middle ground version of the performance trim,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
So
dude.
like
Yeah.
Audi, you have S
S line
line, Audi and Volkswagen, you had what
design.
R design. You had or I
And
should say Volkswagen. You had like R, was it R line? R
no,
design?
our design, but still our
R design
design
was
ended up being. Yeah.
Volvo as well, though.
What are you saying? I thought you said Volvo.
I think I accidentally said Audi. So Audi is S line.
Yes.
You've got, and then you have like the M Sport stuff, but not actually M cars. And then even like it goes all the way down to like Hyundai,
N line.
like Sunday.
N
Yeah,
line,
and
baby.
line, and not the N.
How about the AMG package on a regular
Right. Yeah,
Mercedes?
and you've got the baby AMGs, right? So you've got the AMG 43 and 53, but not the
Yeah.
63.
You
And
can
those
get
numbers mean nothing.
you can get an M in front of a 3-digit BMW, you know?
Yes. Um, I don't just come up with a whole new thing. Don't just be like, and line, S line. What does a line mean?
Yeah, it's
Is
horrible,
that a
dude.
minus? And you're like, well, we can't call it minus. S dash, S line. I know. We'll call it that. Like
Red
it's
line. Red line meant something, Saturn. We know. We
that's right.
see you. We
Don't
see
forget the
you.
green line for the hybrid one.
Mm.
So yes, quick tangent, quick aside.
That was
Really
a
strokes my
highly
goat
that was a qualified rant, dude, for sure. That was just
sometimes.
in both delivery and messaging. So very good.
Um, I've got an odd duck.
I bet you do.
The Porsche 911 is a pretty unique thing.
Yeah.
How rad would it have been, really, at any point in history? Like you can kind of just say like, because the 911 is such a they're you. It's funny. It's such a unique thing in the car world. If they're not unique at Cars and Coffees, like its design and the way it's laid out is bonkers. And
Are
like,
you talking?
holy shit!
Are you going to bring a new Chevy Corvair into this discussion?
No, that would be. I
God
mean,
damn it.
that's probably the closest.
Yeah.
It wasn't designed to compete against the 911. It was more
No.
designed to compete against all Volkswagen products of
Yeah.
the era. But that's probably the closest direct
Yeah. What else?
competitor. But how rad! And you could shoot. Let's pick the period, right? Whether it would have been in the 90s, like early 90s, peak Japanese. If Toyota made a 911 rear engine, now you can't. I'm sorry, JDM fanboys. 2JZ ain't not fitting behind the rear axle of anything.
No.
That's a big, heavy girl, long one.
What are you putting back there then? You putting like an S?
I think 3G,
3GST?
3GS. Yeah. So just imagine. I mean, the MR2 is sort of close in a little bit, but not really, right? It's more like a Ferrari. It's a mid-engine thing. But if you can hang that bad boy behind the rear axle, make it a 2+2. Now the Mark IV Supra, different beast. That was probably the closest competitor that they've honestly ever made to a 911. But I would have loved to have seen like early 90s with all that like Japanese boom money.
Yeah.
Put in to make and at the time, early 90s, Porsche was not good financially.
They were correct. Yeah.
And so it would have been interesting to see like, okay, Toyota's got a bunch of influx of money, economy is good, high tech and a lot of shit. Like imagine Mitsubishi, like if Mitsubishi made a competitor with they were deep in all-wheel drive and doing all this shit and tech and this and that, like what would that have looked like? I don't even have a really great answer. I would have just loved to have seen some like, what was it? Is it Calty, the Toyota Design Center down in Long Beach?
That sounds about right. Yep.
Like what did their design student sketches and like design exercises in the day if they said, hey, make a 911, go.
Would have been like a Paseo. The front half would be Paseo. The back half would be...
You know what? Maybe it would have been small. Maybe it would have been like a Paseo passenger compartment size.
Sure.
Maybe it would have been. Maybe it would have had the 3S GE.
I feel like they would have done that. I think they would have kept
a 3/4 scale. Not K car like, but smaller than a Celica. That could have been really fun.
Right.
And use their, at the time they owned a percentage stake in Lotus. So you tap them on the shoulder to, hey homies, we won't put the badge on the side like
God
Lotus
damn it.
Impulse over here, but you know,
Yeah, we got some handling by Lotus badges. You guys in?
yeah, like I don't. That might be the most fun one is you pick any manufacturer and say, okay, now they're making a 911, and it's
Boy.
always going to be batshit. Like no
Yeah.
matter if you're like Ford is making a Mercury and it's going to be a 911, like you can just go, it's all going to be terrible. And
Talk about
unhinged.
a Widowmaker, dude. Those early SW20s already had snap oversteer. You put the
Sure.
motor back a little further. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's fucking go.
yeah, and so
Dude, I kind of like that. Yeah.
yeah, it's a dumb exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost one of the harder ones to conceptualize because a 911 is such a just its own thing. And
Yeah.
it's always a flat six. It is Porsche.
Yep.
And so to remove the Porsche part of it, it feels weird and icky but I don't know. I'm into the strange.
Toyota could do it, I bet. I'm gonna stick with Toyota.
Ooh, okay.
You know what's weird is they never really made a performance truck. Yeah, we can argue there's some like pre-runner shit that's kind of
X-Runner.
right? Yeah, all that kind of jazz. You can get a manual, cool.
Mhm.
How about a Toyota Raptor? Like their take
Yeah.
on the Raptor formula, because how many
It's
people?
weird that there isn't one.
Yeah, how many people run out and dump like 30K in mods in their new Tundra?
Yeah.
Right, to make it more capable. How about that? How about we just install the dead nuts? And this will be back in like 5.7 land, the 5.7 V8. Put a TRD supercharger on there. You don't have to go for big numbers. Let's go 400. That's pretty close to the original V8 Ford Raptor number. Full Baja suspension. Make it livery bodywork. I would do KC lights. I'd embrace like the Back to the Future Toyota pickup look. I think that thing would sell unbelievably, make it off-road capable and Baja like ready from the factory. I think you got a killer fucking sales opportunity there, and people would buy the shit out of that.
You know what?
I don't know how this hasn't happened, to tell you the truth.
I like it. I like a slightly different spin on it. Hot take alert.
Let's go.
You have an unbelievably incredible V8 that's probably underutilized on the Lexus side of things.
Sure.
In that 5-liter, what's it making now? 483 or whatever the power is out of that thing.
Yeah, and the LC.
It sounds like $1 million.
Yep.
It's in the LC, it's in the ISF, it was in the GSF, all of that. I don't remember what that motor is called, but whatever we're calling it. I would love to see them call it whatever you want to call it, the TRD pre-runner, where it's a 2-wheel drive with a limited slip, big travel shocks. You can have like the flared front fenders, maybe not to the extreme pre-runner ridiculous ass version, and like a light kit on the front, but as a rear drive, maybe optional rear locker or whatever, and just make it like the extreme pre-runner, pure speed. This isn't and yeah, you can hop over curbs and shit like most bros do more than they actually take their Raptor off road. Right. There's no shame in that game. That's fun. Just like mob over a median because you had too many beers and you got to get home to puke in your couch. And so, like, I think a 2-wheel drive. Like, I think leave the stuff now. Like, have the TRD off road package, and it's the slower crawler overlanding thing, and then you just make the Trail Blaster rear drive, hulk it up, heavy travel, and you just don't even have the 4-wheel drive part of it. I think it could be a very unique.
But they're so I mean, I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe we offer 2 trims, more streetable, more like crazy off road. But I'm telling you, and I'd use the Tacoma. I wouldn't go Tundra, right? I want the form factor of like the Tacoma, the smaller pickup, and just. I really think, I mean, they're used off-road so much, or at least they're built up, right? They're built up as off-road vehicles. Just, it seems insane that they haven't offered like a true off-road performance version yet. Like, go bonkers, man. Like I said, strap that TRD supercharger on there. Embrace like the KC lights across it. Go for boxy fender flares. These things would fucking sell, dude. These things would absolutely sell.
The rear drive version, I just imagine.
Okay, you can disconnect. You can disconnect.
No, just hear me out because I'm just imagining like stadium style trophy truck, like huge body roll, and just like you could just like hit a whole like washboard mobiles,
Oh yeah,
and it doesn't even move. But like in a drift, in like a 2-wheel drive, like sideways drift.
that'd be dope
That's
as
screaming
fuck.
V8.
But I think real world people are gonna want that 4-wheel drive option, low range gearbox, lock and diffs. Especially these guys, the guys that buy Forerunners, the guys that buy
Yeah, but
Tacomas.
they're wrong. I'm
They're-
becoming a
they're-
2-wheel drive truther over here.
how many Forerunners do they sell? But this thing would actually sell. Like I don't
Yeah.
know how it has. I'm sure it's been pitched. I'm sure this has been
Yeah.
pitched many
Yeah,
times
it's-
and died on a
on a chalkboard
boardroom
somewhere.
floor. Yeah, it's on a cool dry erase board. And I hope someone took a cell phone pic of it. But I think this could actually work. Toyota Raptor. Final answer.
Toyota Raptor. That might be the most productive one we've come up with.
For real.
Can I stick with Toyota for one split second?
I mean, yeah.
But I want someone to make a Toyota.
Mm.
Considering Jaguar makes nothing right now,
Right.
I would like to see a Jaguar's take on a Mark IV Supra.
Wow.
Where F-Type isn't quite it.
No.
You can say maybe an XK8 or XKR, but
Yeah.
ish. But just like a British Mark IV Supra, like
Boy.
like Jaguar has a storied history of excellent big inline six engines.
Yep.
And the Supra has always been powered by an inline six. And I think it would be, I don't know, like just throwing practicality out the window.
Right.
I think that could be a very cool thing to see, like what their take on a Mark IV Supra would have been. It would have been, honestly, probably would have been close to a DB7 in period anyways. But yeah, like that would be like the boy racer, but with a little bit of like, but in British racing green or Imperial jade, like I guess if we're sticking to the Mark IV Supra.
It'd be like an XKRS, but pared down a little bit, right? Like a little bit of smaller.
A little bit. I mean, the Supra's not a small car, but
it isn't. But I think that XKRS probably has like 500 on it, at least.
Yeah,
at least.
I don't know. It would be interesting to see because a Jaguar is like incredibly British, and like a tuner Mark IV Supra is incredibly Japanese.
Decidedly so. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think it would be very interesting to kind of see what that mashup would have been, and who knows what, like, it's hard with Jaguar now because they just what are their products, what is their mission, what is their direction, they've decided they're going to throw their heritage out, which is the baby in the bathwater that they're throwing out, but they decided they're going to torch that, and okay, fine, great. So I don't know what they're maybe they're working on it right now. Maybe this is it. Maybe they're like, look, this is not 30-year-old Supra design. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're like, the Mark V isn't what people really wanted. No.
True.
Let's build the Mark Jag.
Oh man. I like this. I like this idea. I've got one more. I want to throw one out real quick because we're about up to quizzical time. Mini Countryman was a rally car. Mini actually used the Countryman for its World Rally Championship vehicle, which is a great looking vehicle. Yeah. We never got a super spicy version of the all-wheel drive Countryman. So I thought Mini Countryman Evolution. So take what Mitsubishi did with the Evolution. I'm talking keep the rally look, the flares, the hood vents, scoops.
Okay.
And just go fucking hog wild. Put in the beefiest engine. Do like the GP treatment where you get the most power out of it. JCW, everything in there. Try to get to 300 plus horsepower in an all-wheel drive, smaller vehicle. Because this early Countryman's looked kind of cool. And the rally one it looked gnarly because it was lowered a little bit and just super aggressive. Build one for the streets.
No love for a Paceman Evo?
Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
Easy. But this is realistic. They did use the Countryman, right? So,
sure.
I mean, Let's
Did they
go.
not do? Did they not do a JCW?
I think they used a
Countryman?
Cooper. They used a Cooper for a while. They probably did a JC. You know, that's actually a good question. I don't know if they did a JCW on the Countryman, all
Okay,
four.
interesting. Right, all four, baby.
Fucking not as bad as 4MATIC. I think 4MATIC is still the worst all-wheel drive naming
Ooh,
convention. 4MATIC. It already sounds depressing.
Formatic. Yeah, like
I mean, Quattro's good, right?
Quattro's good. All track is
Good. I
mid,
like all
and
track. It's cool.
it
It's
was
cool.
Toyota and Volkswagen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all road, although that's more of like a lift kit situation. That's not
Well,
Quattro.
4Motion is pretty bad for
Four
Volkswagen.
motion, yeah, four
Mm-hmm.
motion might be, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
symmetrical all-wheel drive. It's a bit of a mouthful, but
Right.
Subaru's got their thing. So I do like that thought, and it's a little bit similar to one that I had to
Uh-oh.
kind of round us out here. Is so when 2003, this is touching kind of what you're talking on. 2003, we had the Evo. 2002, we got WRX, and
Yes,
that was
sir.
kind of like the rally mode. Before that, we did have the Celica all track,
Mhm.
but we never got a 90s or mid 2000s Honda rally fighter.
We
And
did
I
not.
would think, how rad would it have been if '02 was the WRX, '03 was the Evo, Honda was like, oh yeah, '04 or '05 is we've got the, whatever, the Accord or the Civic Coupe all-wheel drive
Oh,
turbocharged rally inspired kind of street car, right? So
hatchback, of course. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So you take that
Mhm.
made in Britain. What is it? The EP3, or the EP,
Yep.
the EP Civic Si.
Hmm.
Maybe because they're Honda, maybe you don't force and induce it, right? Maybe you just take the RSX Type S motor, you spice it up a little bit, you put it in the little Civic hatch.
They already had an EP Type R in Britain, so you could use that
Right.
motor, naturally aspirated.
Yeah, you could, and then
Oh yeah,
but all-wheel drive it.
that'd
Um,
be fucking bonkers.
yeah, like how rad. Like I want to live in a world where we got the Honda Rally car, and we never did.
Mm. They
That's
would have done, in truth, they would have built a CRX with a rear engine, mid engine layout, like they did with all like Group B cars, right? So it'd be a CRX all wheel drive with a rear engine, mid
yeah,
engine.
and
That'd be
they
stupid.
just take like the J35 or whatever out of a
Yeah,
Pilot or something like
yeah,
that,
dude.
and it's
Oh, a
yeah,
J30 out of the Accord would have been fantastic, you know?
yeah.
Ooh,
That would have been, and it just would have been like the Honda's Clio V6, but in
that's,
like a first gen CR or
dude,
CRV.
how bad would that thing rip? That thing would just all wheel drive with that. Okay, never mind.
If I win just an unethical amount of money in some
Build it.
sort of, I don't know, lottery pyramid scheme, organ
Mm.
sales debacle, lawsuit against a municipality, whatever, and I just have just an unrealistic amount of money, I would commission something like that. I think that
Good,
would
what
be
a blast.
incredibly rad. That would be, yeah.
Keep it as stock looking on the outside as possible, too.
Yeah, like, is that a little low? I feel like it's a little low. And then it just pop, 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 pop. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. All right. This was fun, man. This was
Yeah.
a good call. Your fever dream paid off once again.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you have your own thoughts and feelings about some
Oh,
other stuff, maybe I'll finally get around to making a post on our Instagram. I'd like to see what you guys have in mind.
yep.
And if I don't know, if we get a bunch, maybe we'll bring them up on another episode.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you can play this game forever, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot there. We had a lot of Toyota and Honda involved here,
Makes sense. Yeah.
which I'm okay with. Sadly, no Pontiac. So you got anything else before we play your game?
Nope, that's it. Let's get into it.
All right, let's jump right in. I'm going to pull up an advertisement of some type. You tell the good people at home what the hell is afoot.
Like an interrogator, Frank is laying out the tools he's going to use to torture me in our automotive print ad quiz game show. This is our fun little game. Fun for him anyway. He likes to torture people.
Yeah,
Spoiler,
sure.
spoiler alert. So he's going to read a periodical, a magazine from the 80s, 90s, mid 2000s, talking about a vehicle. It can be 1 or 2 pages. I can't wait. He's going to read it, omitting anything that gives it away. At the end of that beautiful speech, I'm going to guess what he's talking about or try to. If I don't get there, I can fail. He'll give me a hint. I get 3 tries. I get 10 minutes. This is a lot of fun, guys. It just really exploits how poor automotive ads were at the time that it's really hard to guess what the fuck vehicle they're talking about because it's mostly bullshit. But Frank, I'm ready. Good folks at home, please follow along and yell at me for failing miserably. Let's do this.
Okay. Let's dive right into it. This is you brought this up earlier, but I do know the year on this one. This is a black and white advertisement.
Oh, okay.
It's a one pager. It shows the vehicle in question, apparently traveling at a high rate of speed, almost as like it's in like a, I don't know, like on the salt flats or something. It's very much at a Dutch angle. And we're looking at like the back driver's taillight quarter.
Dutch oven, if you will.
Speeds along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's really smoking us out. Sadly, I am sad to report there's no phone number for us to call on this one today.
God damn it.
We'll have to deal with that one another day. And it says, the first blank that tests a driver's performance. Introducing the blank four-wheel drive turbo. The blank that'll leave all your existing ideas about blank back in the dust. Its body is like our turbo sedan, but its anatomy is like nothing else. For one thing, the blank turbo has sport suspension, which gives this 5-passenger sedan all the spry handling of a sports car, even on tight winding roads. Aided by firmer coil springs, special McPherson struts, front and rear anti-roll bars. It's powered by a 1.8-liter fuel-injected engine with water-cooled turbo and overhead cams. And it also has a slick shifting 5-speed dual-range four-wheel drive transmission. And this muscle is backed by proper reflexes, like manual rack and pinion steering, 4-wheel disc brakes vented in the front, limited slip rear differential, and of course, the blank on-demand 4-wheel drive system. You'll even find alloy wheels, 70 series performance radials, black trim, and a rear spoiler. And we'd be the first to admit the blank turbo isn't for everyone, which is why we've made only 1,500 of them, and why you'll have to move pretty fast to catch one. Blank, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
Damn. 1.8 turbo.
1.8
all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive.
5-speed dual range.
Dual range. 5-speed dual range 4-wheel drive transmission. Overhead cams.
Mm-hmm.
Manual rack and pinion steering.
Right.
LSD.
Yep.
On-demand 4-wheel drive.
On demand.
70 series performance radials.
Jesus.
That's how you know we're maximum performance.
And we're affordable, apparently. Whatever the hell that means. Dude, what the hell could this is like a little tricky, man.
It's a little tricky. Yeah.
It is a little
It's a
tricky.
lot of good tech specs.
It is a lot, but it's
kind of forgotten to time.
Yeah.
Hence the black and white.
1,500 were made?
Yes.
Is that right?
Which is why we only made 1,500 of them. The first blank that tests a driver's performance.
1.8. That is a small displacement vehicle. It doesn't read on demand. 4-wheel drive is kind of jumping out to me a little bit. I do believe we have to push a button to activate 4-wheel drive. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe so. 1.8.
Fuel injected engine, water cooled turbo, and overhead cams.
Mm.
A slick shifting 5-speed dual range 4-wheel drive transmission.
This is interesting. It didn't really give a door count, did it? I don't think I missed the sedan coupe hatchback.
5-passenger sedan with all the spry and handling of a sports car.
1.8 turbo. This is something special. We're definitely in the mid 80s. I'd argue. Although the technology sounds a little advanced, so red cams, maybe late 80s. A black and white ad, Frank? Maybe they're going for some kind of art
Nouveau.
Yeah, dude, some art noir. Geez,
yeah.
dude.
The driver's wearing a Guy Fawkes mask.
The background's like a spray painted graffiti art. Geez, why can't I think of anything 1.8 turbo? God, dude. Oh, we'll drive 1.8, 1,500.
They only made 1,500 of them.
But there is another variant that's turbo, but it sounded like it was front wheel drive. That's how I read it anyway. You don't have to confirm that, but they did say there's a lesser model already turboed.
Its body is like our turbo sedan, but its anatomy is like nothing else.
So they didn't really say if the drivetrain was different. I'm feeling like that was a maybe different drivetrain. Maybe different power level too.
Could be.
I'm dying here. 1.8 turbo all-wheel drive.
You got guesses to play with, my friend.
Yeah, I want to say that this does not ring a bell as anything domestic, to tell you the truth. 1.8. I was thinking Volkswagen, but I don't think they were playing with all-wheel drive during this time. There were no R's. Audi comes to mind, but I can't think of well, they definitely had a lot of 1.8s, but it was not in the 80s that I can think of. How early did they start doing that? No. I don't even know where I want to go with this, man. Man, I'm lost. This could be Japanese. It could be Japanese, right? It could be like a sedan, though. Like, I feel like I know the display. Oh, like everything else is wrong. Like a 323 GTX kind of sounds like it could be talking about stupid stuff like that, but not a sedan. Decidedly so. God, they should have made one. They should have made a 626. They did make a 626 turbo. Never mind. I know that. Not with a 1.8 though.
You're about halfway through our clock here.
God damn it, son.
Damn it, Bobby.
Dude. This is an Audi 90 Quattro. I just made that up. Final answer.
It is not.
Nope.
An Audi 90 Quattro.
See if we're in the right part of the world.
We are in the wrong part of the world. Wrong continent. Choose a different continent. I would also say, 1.8 turbo, fuel injected, overhead cams. Those are good things to chew on, along with, dual range transmission. It's on-demand 4-wheel drive system. These are all pertinent.
So I basically got not Germany. Got it. Or not Europe. Sorry.
Not Europa. Yeah. No Swedes involved.
Are we Japanese? Do we sushi? All-wheel drive.
Specifically 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Dual range 4-wheel drive.
God damn it.
On-demand 4-wheel drive is actually trademarked somehow, which is interesting.
That is weird. It should be triggering something in my head. On demand.
Or your loins.
Boy, on demand sounds fucking domestic as shit, doesn't it? On demand 4-wheel drive.
Select track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a Tahoe trim. No, it's a...
Right. The Popular Equipment Group 1B.
What the fuck in America would have an all-wheel drive turbo 1.8? I mean, I can't think of anything. I want to say Toyota, but this doesn't seem right because they did have, you could select all-wheel drive, but what the fuck was this? Unless it's like it's not a Celica ST165. They made more of those.
Also famously not a sedan, a 5-passenger sedan.
True, yeah. But I'm thinking like platform. It's just the Camry All-Track.
They did make one that was not a turbo.
They did, and it was like selectable.
Also a 2-liter.
It was selectable 4-wheel drive too. Mm-hmm. Boy. Dude, I'm blanking on this. It's not going to be. That doesn't help.
Fill in the holes in the.
Yeah, dude.
Fill the holes in the air, my friend.
I'm just gonna go with Japanese 4-door vehicle. Final answer.
For what it's worth, you're right. It is a Japanese 4-door vehicle.
Boy.
Yet you are wrong.
I don't know why I want to go with Mazda. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's not. Why am I getting Mazda vibes? I don't think it's...
tell ya. How about this for a hint? So 1.8 fuel injected engine with water cooled turbo and overhead cams. It does not say dual overhead cams.
No, could be single. Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Right, single, but it's cams plural. Do that information as you see fit.
Yeah. It's a dual motor car. It's got
no. But it could have 2 heads.
I mean, it could. Wow, I can't believe I can't recall this 1500 build number specific car right now.
That's our bread and butter, my friend.
I mean, it is. For me, it's more with a GM badge, but
sure,
man, this is going to be some kind of
so it's a 1.8, right? It could be, if it's got 2 heads, it could be a V4 or V6.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a flat motor, perhaps.
1.8 though. Sedan, so it's not like a Subaru XT or something weird like that. And I think those weren't 4-door, were they?
Like an XT turbo? No,
yeah,
XT turbo specifically is those super wedgy
2-door.
2-door. You have approximately 1 minute.
Dude, this is I can't get it, dude. I just it's Japanese, cool. Interesting engine layout. Oh, it's gonna be like it's not Mitsubishi. Unless it's like a Colt turbo all-wheel drive or some obscure.
I promise it's not the Cordia or the.
Yeah, don't Cordia me again, bro. What was the Dodge Colt, the old Galant, but we never got the turbo Galants here, I don't think. Not before the one we love.
I need a final answer here, sir.
Yeah, I got nothing. Subaru something sedan turbo plus.
Shockingly close. This is a 1985 Subaru RX Turbo. This is the RX Turbo, which was their sedan, but with the XT Turbo motor, and all the various sporty pretenses that I mentioned from the ad, with spicier suspension and manual steering and this and that. And they did later make a coupe of this, the RX Turbo Coupe, which I almost bought one once, which was black over black, but it had like gold wheels and gold trim from the factory, and it was sick. And I
Interesting.
didn't buy it, and I've never even seen one since.
Yeah, those RX sedans. I've never seen one. I don't think I've ever seen one for sale either, to tell you the truth.
I feel like I've seen them now and then, but they're always like beat.
I mean,
Like
the
the
XTs,
motors in a crate,
I feel like
and
the
it's been sitting in a field.
XTs were way more common, and you see very few of those like driving around.
Yeah, you used to see them occasionally, but they were usually like lower trim because you can get those in front wheel drive only. So I sent you the ad there.
It kind of looks like an old Legacy.
Yeah, I mean it's like that same like older like loyal.
Dude, you just don't see these things, man. They don't exist.
No.
These
Yeah,
don't.
it's
RX
like some
Turbo.
great hype. Occasionally you'll see like a GL10
Yeah, but
trim level.
I guarantee I'd love to see an RX-10 still around.
Yeah, the RX Turbo
You son of a
manual
bitch.
steering. How cool is that?
Fair enough. You got me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it just
They sold all 1,500 in the States.
that I don't know. I mean, it reads like the way I read that.
I've never seen one
seems like one.
in the flesh. The XT all day.
Yeah,
that's what I was tripped up on as the sedan.
Yeah, the first Subaru that tests a driver's performance, which you know the XT Turbo came out in '85 as well, and they just, apparently that one doesn't test your performance, but this one, the sedan, tests a driver's performance.
Not in the 80s and 90s. Sedans were weak, dude. We all liked coupes.
Yeah, and I think that motor, because that's that same 1.8 turbo that Subaru put in a bunch of stuff. It was in the GL10,
the Loyal,
the wagons, and the Loyal
yep.
with the turbo. But like, what was it? I think in like spiciest trim, which is probably what this had, it was like 135 horsepower.
Oh, it was so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? The EA? I forgot what they call that motor. The EA something.
Well, it's like the Legacy turbos with the sealed deck 2.2 only made like 160. So
yeah, it's good block to build. It's got that going for it.
Low numbers. Okay, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for hurting my feelings.
Hey.
On a car I've never seen.
We'll get one. We'll find one. If you're out there, we will. If somebody's out there and has one.
XR. If this is a Canadian only car, dude, I'm coming after you.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't see anything. It doesn't. There's no mention of maple syrup or the metric system. So I think it's USDM.
Touche. Okay, well, I lick my wounds. I deserve that one. Pulled out the old XR turbo trick, guys. You been doing any of that wrench working, my friend? Man, any project car progress, if you will, PCP?
A bit. So. Okay. Can I just complain here for a split second?
Absolutely.
Which I've already done once today, I suppose, on the podcast.
Keep the chain alive.
Keep it going. Keep it moving. So okay. Selling normie cars sucks.
It's horrible.
So I've been helping out my friend. She has, I don't remember if I've talked about it at all in the pod, but the Cliff Notes version is she had like an 04 silver Prius.
Okay.
Tweaker stole the cat out of it. This was like a year and a half ago. Tweaker stole the cat out of it. She then filed an insurance claim. She thought they were going to total it. Instead, they paid like $4,200 to put a new OEM cat and everything on it.
Damn.
Great. She does that. Like 150 miles later, she runs out of oil and pops the motor. And she's like, what do I do? And had like 170,000 miles on it. And so Car Donation got one in that the hybrid battery went to pot on it. So they parked it. We're like, oh, we'll fix it like in a couple of weeks or whenever we save up money to fix it. And then Tweaker stole the cat off of that. And they're like, yeah, fuck it. Now it's just like dead upon dead. So they just donated it. So it came to Car Donation. So I told my friend, I was like, hey, there's this one that's worth nothing because it's got no cat and it has the hybrid batteries bonked. But the motor's good. The car is actually straighter and cleaner than hers was.
Wow.
So we AAA towed it from her house in fucking middle of nowhere in the Sierra foothills to the Car Donation yard. I bought it off of the Car Donation guys for like $800 because that's what it was worth. Because basically not even worth scrap. Paid this guy who knows these cars well, like $400 or whatever to swap the battery and the exhaust over. Fired it right up. Car's great.
Nice.
Been great. So
Hell
she's
yeah.
been so for in it, and then we sent her one with no cat, a bad battery, and a blown motor to Copart, and it sold for like $1,100 at Copart.
Dude.
So all in on this endeavor, probably like $500 and a AAA tow.
Yeah.
And the car's been great. So she took it back. She's been using it for the last year. Now she accidentally went and had herself a third child, and they just don't use the car anymore. It's not big enough. And so I've been helping her. She's like, I can't get anyone to come up here. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I only get tweakers that want it for $1,100. Like, it's just whatever.
Right.
So I've been I got it down here on April 2nd. It is today, of time of recording, it's April 29th.
Damn.
I cleaned it up. I took reasonable photos of it. I put it out at $3,800, hoping to get low threes for it. But I
Get
take
that big money. Yeah.
Nothing but time wasters, no showers, extreme low ballers. I'll give you $1,500 tomorrow. Like, no.
Ooh.
I'll give you that. And just back and forth, and like, I don't know, man. The car's pretty old. It's like, I know how old this car is. You don't need to explain to me.
Mm-hmm.
The paint, I don't know. The paint's kind of messed up. Yep, that's why I'm not asking $5,000. I'm asking 38 if you have a reasonable offer.
Sure.
And I would just tell people, hey, I just need $3,000. This is it. This is the bottom. Okay, well, what's your lowest number? $3,000. Like we've already discussed. So you wouldn't take $2,800? I need $3,000 for this car, and just. I had probably 5 people be like, all right, cool. Yep, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, and then confirm in the morning. Yep, I'll be there this afternoon. All right, cool. And just complete no show. Just no. And then they come back like 3 days later, just like, hello. And I block. I'm not even gonna entertain it.
Sure. Yeah.
I finally, like 4 hours ago, got it sold. The guy was supposed to be here. First, he wanted to come at 9 o'clock last night. I'm like, no. And then he wanted to be here at 4 o'clock today. I said, fine. And then he's like, oh, just kidding. It's actually going to be like 6. And then he's like, I'm leaving now. It's actually going to be 6:21. And then he arrived at 7:15. And on and on and on. So, I mean, him and like 5 of his homies who showed up in another Prius with like blinking check engine light and shit on the dash when he pulled up. Drove around the block, handed me cash. Fine. Down the road.
Hell yeah.
It's a good car. It's got it was a driving instructor car at one point, so there's a random brake pedal on the passenger side.
Oh, that's cool.
That's fully functional. You can just stomp on it and lock the car up at freeway speeds. It's good. It's a good time. But selling normie cars is very annoying.
And we were
just an enormous amount of time wasting.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the pod because I sold a normie car too, although it does have a bit more of an.
It's normie plus.
Yeah, it's got an enthusiast aspect to it. So a couple years back, we bought a really nice GX 470 after looking for a long time because there's a lot of GX 470s floating around. Prices anywhere from like $8,000 to $28,000 are out there for you. The mileage anywhere between, on average, you're going to find like the 140s to 320s is what you're going to find. Most of them, truthfully, are like 215 to 265. That's where most of your GXs are. And
miles.
Are they any worse for it? Hell no. If they've had their time about water pumps and been maintained and taken care of, like probably the most robust vehicle out there. Let's be brutally honest. They hold up very well. So we hunted for a while, found a really good one. We paid $15,000, which was pretty high for a GX one. So
it's a nice car though. Nice truck.
Probably as nice as you can go, right? Like it's $140,000 on it. One family owned right in the Bay Area. All the service from their local Lexus dealership. In mint shape, showed very well. Everything worked. Seats in mint condition, no dash cracks. Paint, the pearlescent paint that does not fade, doesn't have the clear coat failure. So we were pumped. We've had it for 2 years. I replaced a turn signal light and a battery. In our 2 years of ownership, we put about $15,000 on it. So I listed it again, and I was like, I'm going to moonshot this fucker because we care about it. We got the XC90, so we didn't have the GX anymore. So we listed it, 17.4. Tons of interest. I got on the phone with this guy. He started off very interested. Hey man, can we call? Like people that put their number out there. I love that. Like when you're selling a serious vehicle.
Not the just immediate like, is this high? Is this available?
Yeah, right.
Like,
What's
yes, it
your
is.
lowest off? What's the lowest you'll take? And I'm like, okay, cool. Guy got on the phone and he's like, hey, yeah, no, great car. Like, tell me a little bit about it. I'm like, yeah, clean title, looks great.
Mhm.
One family car before us. We've taken great care of it. Everything functions. Low range gearbox, center locking diff, sunroof, everything, all the electronics.
Mhm.
Just one big question. Why are you so far removed from KBB value? And I'm like, dude. And he's like, it's just KBB. I put in your mileage, I put in everything. It's like half the price. And I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, is that right? And I'm like,
What?
just what do you see when you're looking at
Sure,
other
look at Compso. Yeah.
yeah. When you look at other GX470s on the market right now, even with more mileage, what are you seeing for prices? Like, no, they're priced to KBB. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, here's what we'll do for fun little exercise because I like the market too. I like to do a
Mhm.
lot of research. I have
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit of a financial education. Why don't you come at me with your list of comps and we'll
Bro.
explore the delta between KBB and the comps you sent me on the average, and then I will match it. And he's like, nothing. He's like, okay, no, that's cool. I still want to check it out. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna waste my time and show the truck to you until you
Right.
get on the right level about this. And
Right.
dude was like, it was
Get
the
your money
funniest thing. I
up.
put on speakerphone. My wife's like laughing. She's like, is this kid like for real? I'm like, no, he's
Mhm.
trying to. I'm like, you know what? Your negotiation tactic worked. I concede. Please take my truck
Yeah.
for half price. Anyway, it was listed for 7 days or 7.5 days, and I
Mhm.
got 17 for it. So we went up
Yep.
2 grand, put 15K on it, enjoyed the shit out of it. I
Perfect.
say if you find a clean GX, buy it because
But only for the Kelly Blue Book
yeah,
middle
absolutely.
tier trade-in value.
Yeah, not what the market reflects because who knows? The market's fucking bullshit. KBB drives the market clearly.
Mhm.
Fucking idiot. But the thing is, dude, it's just like you buy one of those trucks, enjoy
Mhm.
it, and just sell it. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to break even. They hold their values so good. They're starting to appreciate for clean examples.
Yeah.
Dude that came and bought it from Reno. He came in from Reno. He calls me. He's like, dude, could I just give you money right now? And I'm like, well, just put a deposit down in case something happens, and I'll take
Sure.
the ad down gladly because I was getting a shit ton of messages for this
Yeah.
truck. Um,
Yeah.
so
12,000 today.
he comes in like 2 days later in a modified, like highly modified GX470. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
He's like, this one is my wife's pristine one. And he's looking it over. He's like, God damn, man. He's like, the seats look perfect. I'm like, yeah, it was stored in a garage. I'm the second owner. And he's
Yeah.
like, yep, cash, buy. So he has his
Perfect.
off-road GX470 and she has her
The
beautiful
on-road.
loaded. And it's an '07. It's like all the good
Yeah.
stuff, right? The good motor, the
The one
good
you want.
features. Yeah. So it
Five
ended up
speed.
being
Yeah.
cool, but God, dude, like you said, the riffraff that comes out after a normie car, like just the stupid shit. I have 10 grand now. I love that response. I have 10 grand now. I'm like, hey, we're getting
Perfect.
there. We're
Let me know.
getting
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Halfway there,
Yeah.
we're living on a prayer. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
Yeah. Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
dude. But I hate selling cars like that. But it went well. Off to a great home. It was a great truck. We miss it. But yeah, same pains, dude. Same pain as you went through.
No. Yeah. It's life. I just, and here's the thing, like that, like I think about how much, like how annoying it is for this. Imagine if this was like, I don't know, an aunt of yours trying to sell this,
Oh, couldn't
or
imagine.
a random coworker, or whatever, anyone who's not a car person.
Right.
And
Yep.
this is why dealerships are just like, people just go, ah, fuck it, I'm just going to trade it in.
Hmm.
And they would have traded that truck in, and the dealership will be like, we'll give you 7, and like, fuck it, just take
Yeah.
it for 7 and I'll get the XC90. And
Yep.
then they give it a quick pat down and they roll it out on the lot,
Flip
and
that thing.
they put
Yep.
18.9 on it. And
And they'll
it's
get it.
because of the riffraff and because people suck.
We also know enough to do the legwork, right? Like, so I
Yeah.
I detailed the shit out of it. I took high quality photos, write a really good ad,
Mhm.
all the maintenance, everything in there. So I think the advertisement really gets a lot of high value potential buyers in the door, like we've talked
Yeah.
about on this podcast before. But if you don't have that, like you said, like if you're somebody's aunt, you snap a couple cell phone pics and you write like a general description of the car, right?
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
then you get even more riffraff, right? And you have less of a leg to stand on. So, just take your time with that. And for me, like 7.5 days felt like a lot of time because I usually sell cars very quick because I'm
Right.
notoriously bad at pricing things because I'm usually like this one car that doesn't exist anywhere else. I'm going to sell it for half the price you're seeing.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, no, it was fun, dude. What do you say? We close this thing down or what?
Yeah, we should probably, before we just continue to bitch about normie cars. If you want to bitch about normie cars with us,
Yeah.
and scream into the void, um, just without actually honoring the call of the void and walking into the darkness.
Mm.
Continue to do that here with us. Another Pointless Automotive podcast. Rank us or rate us, anyways. I don't know. You have to rank us. I don't even know how that works.
Was that rape?
No,
rape?
don't. No, we're not doing that. We're not.
Again.
No,
we're not doing that again.
No grapage. Boy, that took the wind out of my sails.
It really gusted me up.
Yeah, oof. But no, definitely maybe follow us on the Instagram, where we can maybe continue the conversation about all the weird automotive takes from other manufacturers.
And the tubes, man. Check out
tubes.
Check us out on the tubes. Every episode
we have real
posted
thumbnails
on
now,
YouTube.
almost.
Yeah, with real good thumbnails. I'm putting effort in, guys. Come on.
Even painting them. And so that's so check us out there. We're on a slow march to 200 episodes, which is kind of fun. We've got like another half year before we get there, and I'm excited for it. Before we get really sweaty with that, follow us along. That's APA Podcast on the gram. I'm Frank. I'm the photographer's garage on those things. How about you, young Chadwick?
Hey, yeah, definitely not young in heart, not in bone density or joint health.
Right. This is true. Yes, or vascular flow. Perhaps.
Oh, hey, no, sometimes. So Auto Obscure Garage for all your rescues, restorations, and reviews. I'm just putting out some obscure shorts lately, and the last one I did was B mode on the CT200H and Prelude. I got Prelude on my brain because earlier.
That's right.
Prius. Do you know what B mode is, Frank?
What the B actually stands for?
Mm-hmm. All of it.
I mean, well, okay. I mean, as
it's
far
a mystery.
as I know, and I didn't cheat, and by cheat I mean I did not watch your content.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
I'm a busy man. I mean, it's basically brake. It's engine braking. It's the engine braking is what that is, right?
No one knows that. Like this video is like a fucking revelation to everyone. They're like, wait, I can do more regenerative braking? I'm like, yes, but no. You will lose fuel economy because you will be dragging ass if you drive with that mode.
And a lot of it's not even and a lot of it is more for like
speed control.
Engine braking.
Yep.
More so than just adding more regen.
Right.
If you want to add more regen, you just
brake.
Put like 10% on the brake and just don't get into the friction brakes, and you can control and modulate your regen as you
Which is cool because it's like a CVT in a manual. You can like downshift and let the clutch out and let the engine kind of brake that way. Mm-hmm. It's a neat feature.
But you do need to do the engine brake because there are opportunities, like if you're coming down the grapevine,
mm-hmm.
when you load that hybrid battery up, you can't just regen forever. You fill your battery up, there's no more regen. You lose that part. And so unless you want to just be grinding your fucking brakes to death, don't. Then you go bitch mode in the B.
It was called beast mode, I believe. But instead of like in slippery conditions too, it's a good safe way to bring your car down to a controllable speed. So a lot of people don't know that. So fun fact there. But yeah, that's it. And
there we go. Did I pass?
You got it, man.
Let's go.
I'm pretty sure it does stand for braking mode. I'm sure it's B for brake.
It could be bone mode. It could be Blyant. It could be Suka Blyant.
Definitely not.
No. Okay. No, did we just get censored on RT? Like no more Russia. Okay. Well,
I didn't know we had HR. Why are they? They're calling me right now. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Uncle Vladimir is on the phone.
Bye. See you guys in a week.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Let's do that. So until then,
take care. Love you. Bye.